Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Silent Hill Ascension pre-show, our final pre-show of 2023. I'm Eduardo, and joined here by none other, as promised, than Jacob.
Hey there. Hello. Hi, everybody. Long time no see.
Yep. I mean, you were here at the very start of the season,
Yes.
and it makes sense that we have you here as the year closes. Jacob, some of our audience may not actually know who you are. If you would kindly love to introduce yourself to them.
Sure. So my name is Jacob Navok. I'm the CEO here at Genvit and executive producer on Silent Hill Ascension.
Right. Thank you so much. So a delight to have you. And here's the thing, right, Jacob? It's the last stream of the year. You and the audience, by the way, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. It's a delight to have you here. You know, we're relaxed, we're cozy. We got our hot cocoa. And I want to drink it. So I'm going to let Jacob talk. So Jacob, it's the last stream of the year. How does it feel?
I mean, it feels really good to finally get here. Like this early part, and I know that we're like 7 weeks into it, but it's still very early. This early part of the series was about much as about a as actually delivering on the show. And, you know, there's a long, like 10-year plus road to get to here. Stemming back from our original work when we were at Shinra Technologies, which was the Square Enix subsidiary that I ran working on streaming, going on to Genvit's first projects, including stuff like Pac-Man Community and Walking Dead Last Mile, Rival Peak, and now here at Silent Hill Ascension. And then going forward, this is my mug right here, but Holy Broadcast Center, because we've got Borderlands Echo Vision Live coming, and also DC Heroes United coming. I'm at the office. We have lots of fun stuff. So, you know, we're learning a lot here. We're making a lot of improvements. We made a ton of improvements in just the last few weeks. We fixed a lot of bugs. We still have a lot more content to make and a lot more content to fix. But we're learning and iterating, and we're shipping every day, and we're really proud of it.
No. And you know, Jacob, you talk about being, you know, proud of it. So like in the last month and a half, what are the things that like you feel the team has accomplished? And of course, the converse, you know, the side of not accomplished yet, but that we're hoping to deliver right to the good folks at home, or that they can, you know, see in the future.
So, you know, we first debuted this project at the Silent Hill Transmission in October 2022. Which feels like a lifetime ago. And we had a teaser that we ran at that time. Could you guys cue it up for me, and I'll talk through it a little bit? But if you recall that teaser, which we'll watch right now, the core of it was a community talking. It opens up with a Discord-like chat. And for me, is a really important kind of part of the experience to be able to work with the community. Do we have the trailer running?
So our production team as well in the back is going to throw up that trailer on you. That's going to be the 2022 transmission. So we're going to be off here, but you can hear our delicious voices here as Jacob. Yes. So Great. We see her chat, as you mentioned, Jacob, as well.
Yep. So it opens up with a chat. And, you know, it talks about, can we save Amina, who, fun fact, that is a character from a storyline that is not in what we have right now. It was cut because it was yet a third location, which we actually built out and we made the character models for, but we thought it would be just way too complex to have yet a third, but we built it. But Amina was a real character, and her model is actually Krista. So Krista is a modified version of who Amina was supposed to be. And this chat here is talking about, can we save her? And that's what, you know, you and chat are deciding every single day. You know, can we work together to help save these characters, or in some cases lead these characters to their death or otherwise? And that's also why chat was super important to us, and why I was pretty disappointed that we had to turn the chat off for the first month and a half or so while we fixed a lot of the moderation, which just got really overwhelmed. And we're still, like, we're being very, very cautious with chat, and we've tuned it way too strict. And like every day we're sitting there like, let's unblock these words or unblock this or modify this, and steadily bring chat back. And I hope over the course of our very brief break that we'll get that perfected. So when we come back in early 2022, that we've got a lot of that humming finally. But it was definitely a core part to have a community work together, and you saw that in that trailer. So we've been delivering on that exact vision. And then there was another trailer that we put out in October 2023. If you could cue that up for me. And the reason I want to bring this one up is this is the trailer that we put out right before the series ran. And a lot of products these days run trailers that aren't the actual footage from the thing or misleading or what have you. But these are the actual scenes that you've seen, like every single line here, every single animation. I mean, we brushed up some of them when we put them to live, but this is all the real show. We've been using the actual footage to build our marketing. And as of, I think, last week, you've seen every scene in this trailer, because the trailer ends with Britt and with Astrid hugging and talking about whether Astrid could actually have killed Orson or not, and she's not really sure. Again, Ascension is all about not really believing what is or is not real. It has a very intentional, dreamlike quality to it. Carl acts super weird because he's never really sure, and we should never really be sure whether what's happening is actual or not. It's all very intentional in terms of its weirdness and dreamlike state. It's the same thing here. And the trailer actually opened with with the podcaster that got referenced about 2 weeks ago, asking Astrid if she's actually killed Orson or not. And so again, we have been delivering very closely on that vision. We've been delivering it on a new platform with a new account system, with a new app, with a new production pipeline, with new untested decision systems and everything else. And we've been steadily improving that every day. And by the way, making a lot more of it free every day. So, we made every mindfulness puzzle completely free, and we rotate between every puzzle so that you just have to participate for a couple days to be able to participate in every single puzzle for free. Every decision is free. Every video asset is completely free. And we don't even run ads on them here inside of the app. Like Tubi runs ads on its platform, but here it's completely free too. And so, in terms of the amount of, work that we've been doing and promise that we've been delivering on, I think that we've been hewing pretty close to that vision. I'm really proud of what the team has done and what they've managed to accomplish. I think we need to do better jobs in terms of our UI work and making the audience understand their impact on the characters and making the videos more accessible. And we'll be working on a lot of that over the course of the break. But really happy to have that chat back. Hello, everybody. We are reading you every day, every evening.
Jacob, not to interrupt, but I've been so one of the things is I got to follow Chad, and a lot of at the start the compliments on the Santa hat for you and the hot chocolate as well, but like a lot of people like wanting to talk about like being glad to be able to communicate as well in chat, to be talking about like addressing things here, and beforehand as well, people like talking about the story and communicating with one another as you want in the trailer, and appreciating the behind the scenes footage. By the way, I think that little quote on Amina was definitely pretty nice for our community. And Jacob, quickly, because I know there's another little piece of content we're going to talk about that I think will get people excited, but what do you think about talking about people? Like, have you liked the way the community's been taking shape around Silent Hill Ascension?
When I see people start like groups to do rallies, and when I see the chat talking about which character they're going to save, it warms my heart, because we've been dreaming about this for years. I took my kid to see Wonka yesterday, and they talk in that movie about if you can dream it, you can accomplish these things, and how important it is to hold on to those dreams. And we have been really dreaming about trying to build this community-based show for a very, very long time. I remember seeing Twitch Plays Pokemon a decade ago. It was 2014. We're about to be in 2024. In imagining what it would be like if we could build content to that. And we will never be able to deliver on like Pixar. We don't have $200 million in 5 years to build a single movie. We're not Disney. We can't release those productions. But what we can do is offer an experience that is new and unique and allows us to tell stories in a unique way. And I think that dream has been the dream that everybody who joined Genvid has come to work on, and every partner that we've had work on this, from Senscape to Martian Brothel, who did the story writing, to Behavior, to Konami, to Bad Robot, and the team there have been working really hard for, now it's close to 3 years to do this. And we've had hundreds of people working on this show, and it's going to get better as we learn and as we improve our production pipelines. Like, we're still learning how to do the cinematics at a scale that we're doing it at. There's 20 hours of cinematics in this thing. I mean, you're not going to see parts of it due to the branching and others. You will see more of it when we do run What If, but that's a crazy amount. That's like 5 Telltale games. That's like 10 movies worth of cinematics. So, you know, we're doing what we can.
So you mentioned the keyword "what if," because here's the so internally we have a concept around what if. Now, Jacob, you referred to it and you didn't want to share it with the audience tonight. So, I mean, it's time if you could refer to, what do you mean by what if?
Okay, so from the very beginning, when we debuted this, and I was reading, you know, Reset Era and Reddit and Twitter and everything else, people were asking, but what about all these branches that we haven't seen? And you guys have seen, we've made mistakes and we've shown the wrong branch, because the sim, as we call it, which is the engine build that's running on the stream, has been pulling accidentally from the wrong con. It's all there. And you want to see it, and you want to see those other outcomes. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to rerun the series when it ends. And the goal, and I say this is the goal because we're still building it, so like maybe compromises will have to happen, but the current goal is that all of the decisions that you've made so far are going to be reopened, but the choice that won will be locked, and the choices that didn't win now have a chance to compete with each other, which means that every point that you've put into every decision is still being used. It's going to reopen at that same point level that you participate. So not a single influence point that you've used so far in those decisions is wasted, because it's all coming back when we run What If, and you're getting another chance to change the fates of these characters. Now, you guys have done the thing that I hope you wouldn't do, which is redeem everybody. Tears in my eyes every single day as I watch them living. So it's going to be a much darker What If, probably, unless you change the fate of everybody in the next couple months. But it's there. We're looking forward to it. And one other thing that's super important, if you joined midway after day one and you missed moments from earlier on in the series, get what? You're going to get a chance to get them all again in What If. The way that moments work, it is participate in the decision and watch the bot. And so if you missed participating in the decision, those will all reopen during What If, and every single decision that you missed out on, you've got another chance to collect. So we're excited for this feature. We're still working on it. We have months to go, because, you know, right now, based on current schedules, the main series is going to run probably through end of April-ish or so. We'll see. I mean, it depends on a number of factors. And then What If is going to rerun it in real time. So another 5-6 months of content. So Ascension will probably be going for 10 to 12 months, all in all, which is a huge experience to operate, but really excited for everybody to be able to participate. And we'll continue to have new puzzles throughout it.
Yeah, no, for sure. So one of the things, by the way, we have Liuchi and chat going. I'm guessing they have a lot of delay between chat and us listening to them, but trust me, we actually look at it pretty quickly. It's just, a lot of people as well at home are watching, relaxed, comfortable, probably in different setups. So want to make sure we get good information out there, especially for me. The interesting part about What If that you described, Jacob, is, we describe on the hosted show a lot too, right? That the show is canon, like the decisions are locked and that's the show. That's true. But What If basically becomes an alternative season where, unlike a traditional show, you get the show that's real and you almost get like a secondary show, like a parallel universe style show, which I hope like people get to appreciate, because as you say, it'll be a lot darker. So they get like kind of they redeem everyone, they're really happy, and then they're like, okay, well, what happens if actually everybody was to die in horrible hellfire?
When we say you're making a horror TV show, this can and run is the TV show. Like, we're not going to go and run another 21, 22 episodes on Tubi and Sony of alternate branch content. Once these decisions are locked in this run, that's it, right? That's the TV show for the next 20, 30 years that'll be available on all those streaming platforms. But the What If is going to give you an opportunity to see the rest of the content. And, we've worked hard on it. All of these people working on it, and I say people because we are all people, all the writers, the cinematographers, the directors, the narrative designers, the puzzle makers who are working on it, are all really passionate about it and creating a positive experience and a positive community and creating something fun for you to be there with every single day. So we appreciate everybody who's stood up with us and comes back every day. I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah. No, we love you, the audience at home. You've been absolutely fantastic being with us. Jacob, we're about 3 minutes from the show, so we probably got time to squeeze in one last point, and let's do dealer's choice. What's the one thing that's left that you'd like to tell our community in these waning minutes before they get to see the kind of last show before the holiday break? What's your last message to our lovely audience?
Well, I wish we had time for a question. I'd be happy to answer one if we do. If not, I'll get into it.
So there was a question earlier. It did zap by, but somebody was asking about the heavy moderation in chat. Because we were talking about you want to get it right. So if you could address that. So essentially.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Let me get into it. So we still don't know what we're doing with the moderator tools. That's the way that it worked. We had a filtering system back at launch. And the filtering system got demolished by 100,000 messages basically coming in at the same time. And then that broke the tools that we use. We're using a system called Stream.io. It's a third-party tool, and nothing worked. And we spent 2 or 3 days time to fix it, and we basically gave up. So then we contacted Microsoft, which has a solution called 2Hat and another solution called Sift. And we spent the last few weeks integrating it, and when we integrated it, we broke Promote and we broke Blast, which is why they're not working, but we're going to get that fixed over the break. But the moderation stuff, we keep tuning it easier, and then what we find is we log in and it's changed the tuning back, and it was because we didn't apply a setting right. So I'm sorry that it's as harsh as it's being. It's kind of stupid. But it's just because we're still learning how to use the system that we bought. So we'll figure it out in the next couple of days. My patience and apologies, please.
Yeah, and to kind of shout out the person who did this, SacPinWitty1121, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
We hope that answers it. And, we love you being able to discuss, but remember again, Ascension is over. So again, after this, in the post show, it'll be with me. I'll describe what the holiday break is, essentially what you can look forward to during that period, because we will be back, in the immortal words of a certain famous actor from the 90s, 80s, etc. But we're 1 minute from the show, Jacob. We don't want to spoil anything, but I think they're in for a treat tonight.
It's going to be fun. We're starting Convergence. We're starting to do a crazy thing in Silent Hill lore. We're going to bring solutions together. And this is going to start for all sorts of, we had lots of conversations with Konami, how do we make sure that what we're about to do fits with all of the logic of the series, months of conversations to do it. And I'm excited for the people to see it, but it's just beginning today. So come back in January for the rest of it when we announce the return date.
Yeah, but immediately 20 seconds. And again, don't leave after the show. I'll describe the holiday break so that you have that information. Jacob, thank you so much for being with us. Audience,
thank you guys.
Time for you.
Thank you. Love you.
The last show of 2023 for Silent Hill Ascension. Bye.